Hi there, my name is Toby and today I'm going to talk about body alignment, body posture. And I want to start by asking a question. What position would your body form if it were floating in space and it could achieve perfect relaxation? Perfect relaxation, very important. It means no forces were acting on it at all. So I call this the neutral stance, and that's what we're going to be working on today. It's the optimum position for your body, the most natural position. It's the position where there's no forces acting on any joint in any direction. It's the midpoint of all movement. So you can see here, if I'm moving around the arms up, down, left, right, the midpoint is about around, I'm finding the midpoint is about here. Same with the elbows, bend and straighten the elbows, midpoint is of course halfway. Same with the fingers, bend and straighten the fingers, midpoint halfway. Same with levering at the hips. Midpoint is slightly forward. Same with the legs, expanding, it's twisting the hips, opening the hips, bending and straightening the knees. Mid position is about halfway. Even the ankles, the mid position of the ankle joint, it means you come a tiny bit up on the ball of the feet. So this is the neutral stance, a very dynamic, interesting pose. It looks very primitive, even a bit comical, but it's halfway up a jump. It's very dynamic. Now this is the one we're going to work on, the upright neutral stance. So all you do is lever upright. So you're trying to get your natural spine. There's still an S curve in the spine, but you've got a line right from the crown of the head down through the sacrum, down to the heels. So the weight is on the back of the heels. But now, once you've got that, you keep the alignment like that, but rise a little bit onto the ball of the feet. So this is what you need for just moving about, day-to-day activities. Now, the idea of this training is to try and maintain this neutral stance as close as possible to it, because it's so efficient. You're trying to maintain the neutral spine. So the shoulders are up and back a little bit, the hips are projected back a little bit, and I'm holding a tension in my belly. See, I'm still trying to maintain this upright neutral spine, but lever forward. So usually when you bend forward, you do this. You hunch over, bend the spine. I'm doing it this way, levering at the hip joint itself. So you've got to hold the belly in, the TA muscle. That's the muscle that pulls the navel towards the spine. That will support your lumbar. So you've got to be careful. Check there's no pain in your lower back. Practice this very slowly and carefully. There is a risk, but when you get it right, you'll see it's easier. See there, compared to bending forward, I'm levering forward, keeping the shoulders up and back. You see, and I've got a bounce through the hips right down to the ball of the feet. And the alignment through the spine is most efficient because I'm holding the spine in its natural position. There's no force acting on any vertebra. It's when you've got your spine out of alignment, then you do some work, that's when you get a risk. See here, leaning forward. Now leaning forward, I do it like this, shoulders up and back, belly pulled in, levering at the hips. Now even bending over. Now ideally squat down, but I've done a lot of videos about squatting. Here you just see levering forward. But I've still got to do a sort of half squat, project the hips out, maintain a backwards arch in the spine. Even the shoulders are up and back. So I'm using the whole structure and I'm maintaining the neutral position of the spine even as I bend forward. It's much more efficient, you're stronger, it's safer. You've got to practice slowly and carefully. You see, I'm taking a stretch in the hip joint. There's a dramatic stretch and I'm taking my weight backwards, not forwards. So I'm not falling forwards, I'm holding my center of gravity backwards. Now you can see a bit more dramatically, lifting a weight up. So usually your weight goes forward, you curl forward. Now this is inefficient, your spine is doing too much work. What I'm doing here is holding the neutral spine, the upright neutral stance. See, shoulders up and back, rib cage up a little bit, expanded a little bit, belly pulled in, arching slightly back, squeeze the glutes. But now you see, because I've got a weight in front of me, I'm actually leaning slightly further back. See here, I hunch forward, the center of gravity goes forward. Now I hold up nice and tall and take my weight backwards. I'm moving my center of gravity into the alignment of my spine. Now once I got that, I practice levering forward. You see, so if I do need to lever forward with some weight, I'm taking it into the glutes, not the lower spine, not the lumbar. I'm holding a neutral spine, but levering at the glutes, the hips. It's tricky to do. Do it very, very carefully, especially if you've got a weight here. And you've got to hold the belly in tight. It's the belly that also supports the lumbar. If you don't hold the belly in tight, it's the lumbar all by itself. Now, the lumbar is the weakest part of your spine. But if you hunch forward, you're hyperextending the lumbar. Here it should be slightly arched. You see, if I hunch forward, it hyperextends it. Actually, the lumbar should be here, a slight backwards arch. Now, even holding the weight up in front, I hold the shoulders up and back, hold the rib cage up and back, and also take my weight back. So I'm taking the center of gravity backwards. It's much stronger, much safer, much more efficient. If I stretch forward with the shoulders, hunch forward, it's harder. You see, I'm also shortening the arm a little bit, so the leverage is reducing. So you've got to play with this, have a little go. Now here I'm doing just some freestyle movement. Arms and legs loose. It looks a bit comical, but I'm holding the shoulders up and back, holding the belly in. I'm trying to maintain this upright neutral spine, and I'm creating movement just from a little twist through the spine, allowing the arms to fly out, even the legs to skip about. So again, it's comical, it's free, it doesn't matter, but this you can see is the beginning of relaxation in martial arts. And it's very efficient because your spine is always, as I said, close to its neutral position, and then you pivot around that. You can also twist. You see, I've got a counter twist between the rib cage and the obliques. I've got an arch, you can arch forward and backwards, but always I'm controlling the spine from the midpoint, the neutral position. Now finally, let's do a very nice relaxed exercise together. All you do is stand up nice and tall, and your hands lift up as you inhale, and they drop down as you exhale. And you can just breathe through the nose, tongue touching the roof of the mouth, but concentrate on a nice tall spine. You see, imagine you're being pulled up from the crown, right up here, and it's pulling your spine up. Your rib cage is lifting up, you're arching back, your shoulders going up, but your belly is pulled in, a little bit of tension in the belly, and your weight goes back to the heels. Nice and easy. You're trying to relax more and more. If you get this alignment right, all your body weight sort of disappears because you're taking your body weight into the spine. And then you just inhale, the hands float up, exhale, and the hands float down. And you're trying to relax as much as possible. No work in the arms. The arms are literally floating up. And as they float up, your rib cage floats up, your shoulders float up, your spine floats up. And as you sink down, still the shoulders stay up. The spine stays up, even though the hands go down. Feel this elongation in the natural spine, the neutral spine. Feel a pull. You're being pulled up like a string from the crown of the head, going up, way, way up into the sky. And then relax, just twist left and right. Again, hold the stomach in, the belly in, use the obliques. This will support the lumbar spine, and relax the arms. Loosen up the arms, just relax, relax, relax. But keep this natural tall position. It's much more efficient. It's easier once you get the hang of it. It feels better. You feel more confident. You feel stronger. You breathe easier into the back of the ribs. So I hope this little workout made sense. Please do leave me any questions or comments. This is my own idea, but it is a natural body. We've got to find the natural body. It's not something made up. You've got to find the original natural position of your spine. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here.